Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Shadowrun Hongkong, und wir werden jetzt dem Ganzen so langsam ein Ende bereiten. Gehen zu den Streets und zu dem Parkplatz, wo wir jetzt den Typen abfangen sollen. Kein Ladebildschirm, okay. Travel to the Extraction Location. Ja, die werden wir wohl jetzt umballern. Hallo. Barrel. Machen wir hier einmal den Buff drauf. On fire. Wir müssen nachladen. Ja. Mal gucken, ob da jetzt noch mehr kommen. Muss ich jetzt hier weiter im rundenbasierten Modus spielen? Anscheinend. Ein Hasi. Gehen wir einfach um die Ecke und dann laufen wir danach nochmal rüber und schießen sie zum Matsch. Mit allem Mann. Wahrscheinlich hätte ich da schon mit diesem Unterbrechungsdings hantieren können. Summon Spirit. Ach komm, machen wir jetzt mal. Secure Mr. Lee. Shot of Water. Ah, es sind ein paar mehr. Was ist das? Decrease Targets Armor. Das war jetzt nicht so super. Naja. War jetzt auch nicht der Brecherschaden. Was? Na, das war natürlich jetzt ein sehr, 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 sehr schlechter Zug. Mal davon abgesehen, dass ich den hier hätte töten sollen. Aber ich habe so das Gefühl, dass sie mich eh nicht töten können. Von daher... Oh Gott. Alle. Immer nicht tot. Ach, das war das eben mit Mercy Kill. Naja, da habe ich das falsch ausgewählt. Treffen aber auch wie die letzten Idioten gerade. Wieso immer alle auf die? Ich glaube, wenn der tot ist, dann spielt es auch keine Rolle mehr. Mission failed. Ach, der muss... Ja, okay. Den hätten wir anscheinend nicht töten dürfen, sondern betäuben müssen. Hoppla. Dann machen wir das halt nochmal. Dieses Mal etwas eleganter. Was überhaupt kein Problem sein sollte. Nachdem ich die ersten zwei umgebracht habe, werde ich mich einfach da hinstellen, die einmal anschießen, dann um die Ecke setzen und dann, wenn die rüberkommen, werden sie einfach umgebrezelt durch die Interruptions. Ups. Spritz, Spratz. So. Mhm. Bin mir nicht ganz sicher, ob das einen Unterschied macht, was ich da vorher auswähle. Ich vermute, dass es keinen Unterschied macht. Die kann, glaube ich, noch nachladen. Was? Kann sein, dass ich die jetzt nicht angelockt habe, weil ich die nicht getroffen habe. Aua! Das hat nicht ganz so schön funktioniert, wie ich mir das gedacht hatte. Hm. Ihr Gimps! Tsching. Ah, er wird schon nicht sofort sterben. Hm. Jetzt weiß ich natürlich nicht, von wo der den treffen kann. Ja gut, das von da aus wird es schon funktionieren. So, die dürfen aber kein Overwatch machen, sonst wird es gleich für diesen Plastic-Faced Man sehr kritisch. So, jetzt müssen wir die Waffe nehmen. Was? Hätte ich die Waffe anders... Nee, es ist keine richtige Waffe. Usable at mid-range. Von da oder was? Gucken wir erstmal, dass wir den kleinen da zerbrezelt bekommen. Aha, okay. Naja, jetzt schießt er damit. Ja. Ah, okay, jetzt müssen wir aushalten so lange. Der läuft weg. Aua! Der hatte doch irgendwas zum Stunnen da, oder? Ja, Imbalances Target. Da hinten haben wir noch so einen Typi. Oh, noch ein paar mehr Typis. Wunderbar. Es kann natürlich sein, dass die den versehentlich wegbomben. Oh. Die haben erstmal den eigenen umgebracht. Oh, das werden ja immer mehr. Secure Mr. Lee! Laden. Da können wir auch drauf schießen. Ja, machen wir den. Ah. Hält. Vierzig. Secure the area to extract the plastic-faced man. Es ist okay. Solange der sich noch bewegen kann, ist alles super. Ja. Weg. Laden. No, das macht nichts. The neural inhibitor device seems to be working. Let's get this guy to secure location and get some answers out of him. I'll calm the crew and have them meet us. Alright, let's move. Was aufschreiben. The crew is silent as you lead your captive to the rooftop rendezvous and you designated before the run. Just as you planned, you find the others waiting here for you. There for you. Li Tai Lung's artificial features are molded into an expression of aloof intellect and mocking rigidity. The plastic that makes up his face is soft, flexing with the motion of his underlying musculature. Overlapping wafers of silver and bronze foil buried inside the material catch the light as he moves. It's the work of a master craftsman, cyberware as a form of modern art, likely commissioned at modern art prices, an ostentatious display of status and wealth. The plastic-faced man examines the zip ties that binds his wrists and expression of detached amusement. Isabel runs a long cable from her PDA to the jack in the back of his head and nods at you. Well, this is interesting, I must say. He chuckles, an odd, hollow sound. I don't recall ever having been in this situation before. Usually I simply awaken to find myself in a strange new environment, wondering what happened. Odd way to live, don't you think? It's not hard to get used to, really. It's my business, after all. It protects me and it protects my clients. He surveys your crew with detached indifference. Looking at the lot of you, I think it's safe to assume that a violent extraction of information is the next order of business. Oh, you can bank on that, asshole. Wu focuses his attention on the plastic-faced man's kneecaps. So, you choose to take me in an empty parking garage surrounded by corporate security, he considers. Low chance of civilian casualties. Clearly, the safety of innocents is a priority for you. Korda, we have a problem. Isabel stares down at her PDA. Dreamland's neural inhibitor software isn't interacting with this guy's causal implant the same way it worked with her own. It's only going to slow the memory wipe process. How long do we have? I don't know. We are talking about software I didn't write, interacting with two different pieces of hardware I've never seen before. We are lucky this works at all. She begins a flurry of two-handed thumb taps on her PDA. I'll try and key in some buffering routines or something to slow it as much as I can, but my confidence is low. Isabel shakes her head at the PDA, her face pinched in frustration. This guy's memory is going to get wiped one way or another. I'd start asking questions, Korda. Tense, very tense. The silky plastic of his face slides into a smooth smile. I guess I'll answer your questions, rather slowly. I don't have time for bullshit. You're a professional, you know what's next. Just give me what we want. Rector smiles, and Koshai's servers whir as if in anticipation. I was joking. Of course I'm going to give you what you want. My clients know I'm a professional and that I take extraordinary precautions to protect their secrets. If those precautions were compromised, it was due to an extreme circumstance. His chin lifts a bit, and his tone becomes even more matter-of-fact. You ask your questions, Korda. I'll answer them as efficiently as I can. When we are done, I'll shake hands with the stranger and walk away, wondering what just happened. What is prosperity? Why is Josephine Tsang trying to kill us? She believes you are here to destroy one of her special projects. Prosperity? Yes, although technically there's more than one Prosperity. Prosperity Tower is Tsang Mechanical Engineering's corporate headquarters. Prosperity is also one of Josephine Tsang's pet projects. Which one do you want to know about first? His voice gets a sing-song tone. Tick-tock. Tell us everything you know about Prosperity Tower. I want to hear about Prosperity Project. Well, that's going to be challenging. You see, the Prosperity Project is Zhou Tsang's best-kept secret. And the best way to keep secrets is to not tell anyone, even someone whose memory can be wiped. All I know is that Prosperity is something built deep inside a Kowloon walled city. Some kind of experiment that her son was working on. Edward Tsang, no wait, Raymond Black, my father, who stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets when someone's about to get hurt. Hey, Mr. Plastic, maybe you could settle a bet between me and my brother. Wu puts his face close to Lee's, his breath fogging the white plastic. Now, I think Raymond is still alive, but my brother there isn't so sure. Wu's voice drops to a stage whisper. Which is it, buddy? Raymond Black, dead or alive? I got 20 yuan on this. Guys, the status bar just popped up. It isn't moving yet, but you never know when it might take a jump. The little decker watches the screen for a moment. It's stuck at 0 right now, but the process is starting and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Here, give me that. Lee reaches out a perfectly manicured hand to Isabel. I'll show you something. Isabel pulls away on instinct and looks at you. This is a calculated gamble. You're running out of time and holding all the guns. I have information you want, and betting that I share it with you, you won't kill me when this is over. Go on, let him have it. The plastic-faced man takes the PDA from Isabel and stares down at the screen. His eyes become unfocused and he stands like a statue. A low-resolution video recording pops onto the screen. A small, weathered man, possibly in his 70s, is strapped into a high-tech chair and connected to an elaborate scientific instrument behind him. The recording is from the first-person perspective, presumably the plastic-faced man's. This is from when I first brought the asset, your father, to Prosperity Tower. His eyes remain unfocused, still as a statue. After I took him from the tea house on the docks. The video continues, and a confident voice can be heard from off-screen, a woman's. You can't make out what she says. The point of view turns to the right, and a graceful woman of indeterminate age steps into view. She is clearly advanced in years, but access to a nourishing diet and cutting-edge pharmaceuticals afford her the vitality of someone much younger. She speaks directly at the camera. Her tone is hard. I warned you to be gentle with him, Mr. Lee. She looks over at the old man with a genuine concern. He looks as if someone tased him. The voice of the plastic-faced man replies, I assure you, Mrs. Sang, I was gentle. He walked out of the tea house under his own power. The old man speaks, his voice weary and hoarse. May I have some water, mother? My throat feels like it's on fire. She responds tenderly. Yes, of course, Edward. I'll have someone bring you some ice chips. The plastic-faced man speaks again, his voice lowered. Your son has apparently been through some sort of ordeal. He appeared demented at times, and he's been mumbling about stopping something. Prosperity, I think. Yes, well, that won't be happening. The woman addresses her son, speaking a bit too loudly as if he is hard of hearing. We won't be stopping Prosperity, Edward. I want you to get that out of your mind. Do you understand? I understand perfectly well, mother. There is no need to shout. But I won't give up. Prosperity must be stopped. All those poor people. The woman's frowns and shakes her head. I know, Edward, I know. Those poor people. I've done a lot of good to make up for it since you left. Shelters, hospitals, all sorts of good work. And now it's time to do something for you. Something I should have done a long time ago, perhaps. From the left side of the screen, a man enters a white lab coat. The woman looks up and nods, and the lab-coated man places a chrome apparatus on the old man's head. Raymond speaks dreamily, as if a drug has started its work. What is this, Mama? What are you doing to me? I'm fixing you, Edward. She walks up close to the old man, strokes his head tenderly, leans forward to kiss it. All you can see is failure. You're incapable of seeing the good in what you've done. The man in the white lab coat presses a button on Raymond's chair, and a robotic arm swings into view. A cobalt blue light springs from its tip, and the arm quickly circumnavigates the old man's head, bathing it in oscillating blue. A high-definition, three-dimensional image of Raymond's brain appears on the wall behind. I've been inspired by Mr. Lee here. The woman turns and looks at the camera. We are going to do some editing of your memories to relieve you of your burden. Raymond mumbles dreamily, desperately fighting to get the words out. No, Mama, wait. I figured out what to do. And then he is asleep. The woman moves closer to the camera. Your payment will be made according to our agreement. She turns away, her voice cold. Once the rest of them are dead. The video ends and the plastic-faced man exhales slowly. I've taken a big risk showing you that. I don't give a rat's ass who turns on you, to you. You see, I knew it. I told you, Kordanor, Raymond's alive. Tsang's holding him at Prosperity Tower. He may be alive, but it looks like his mom's gonna erase part of his memory. Just like Johnny Plastic here. She's gonna try to fix him. What kind of mother would do that? Something catches her eye and she looks down suddenly. Shit! Isabel thumbs the PDA furiously, but it's no use. That's it, he's wiping. She pulls the cable from her PDA and drops it to the ground aggravation. Oh, hello! The plastic-faced man looks down at his zip-tied hands and then slowly surveys his surroundings. Well, isn't this awkward? What do you want to do with this guy? He's got no memory, so it's probably safe to let him go. But Auntie said he should take a dirt nap. Who raises his rifle? All the same to me. Der war ja eigentlich sehr kooperativ. Let him go, I think we're safe. I do appreciate it, whoever you are. The plastic-faced man gives you a little bow and leaves without another word. What are you going to tell kindly? She said to kill him. I tell her the truth. Return to Heoi. The trip from Shek Kip Mai back to Heoi is quiet as you process the information revealed by the plastic-faced man. Prosperity is a name. 2 names, actually. One is a secret project Raymond was working on before he left for Seattle. The other is the corporate headquarters of Xang Mechanical Services. And Prosperity Tower is where Raymond Black is being held alive. It's also where his memory is in the process of being reprogrammed by his mother, and time is ticking. The plastic-faced man proved surprisingly amenable and quite useful. Perhaps that's why you let him go. Your next stop is kindly Cheng. She'll want to hear this, although you may leave out the part about letting him go. Nö. Kein Karma bekommen. Oder Karma haben wir bekommen, das ist schon wieder weg. Oh, da stehen Human Transcend. You step out of the MTR station into the balmy night air. An impenetrable wall of clouds, heavy with imminent rain, has blown from the south. It covers the stars, causes them to wink out one by one. You can smell something on the air. Something electric. The wind whips up around you and the clouds begin moving in a thick grayscale swirl. The spiral builds and grows, shimmering with faint amber light. As you watch the clouds roil in the sky, the sounds of the city retreat. A bubble of soft white noise replaces them, wrapping around your head and reflecting your own heartbeat back on you. You look down from the clouds to see the lights of the docks dancing in a warm, saturated bloom. Head back to the Defiance. Take a straight shot with your PDA. You raise your wrist to capture the view with your PDA's built-in camera. The image swims into focus on the machine's tiny screen as the camera lens adjusts to the light. And that's when the first twinge tickles your chest, lets you know that something's coming. A moment later you feel an incredibly tightness in your chest. It feels like your heart is being crushed under the foot of a giant. Your vision goes grey and your sense of balance disappears. Gradually, blood rushes in to refill the organ, inflating like a balloon. Try to catch your breath. You gasp for air, it doesn't come. Your breath shallows out, thins, makes you gasp like a suffocating fish. Your chest contracts again and again as you struggle to take in breath. You stumble forward and every cell in your body seems to vibrate. The energy thrums inside of you, pulsating, building to an unbearable crescendo. And then you're on the other side of it. You find yourself standing in a familiar courtyard, the walled city. You are back in the walled city just like in your dreams. You can taste the stench of the place, the mildew and plaster and wet dog stink of the slum. What the... The crumbling facades of tenement buildings lean into the one another above you, closing in on either side and creating a narrow walkway. Just like in your dreams, there's nowhere else to go. Nowhere but forwards, down the path ahead. Call for help. You open your mouth and shout for assistance, for Gobbelt or for Duncan or for Isabel, for anyone who might be listening. The only answer that you revive is your own echo. Stay where you are. You plant your feet and wait. Wait for something to change, for the walled city to fade away and the Hoy dogs to return. You wait for what feels like hours. Nothing happens. Start walking. You let your legs carry you forward. You feel a creeping sense of certainty in the back of your mind, and it tells you that you've taken this same walk hundreds of times before. The sense of claustrophobia mounts and builds with every step you take. It feels like you're warming your way forward down a long dark tunnel. The humidity of the place sticks to your skin. As you proceed deeper into the walled city, a low rumble fills the air, the noise of enormous gears in motion. You feel hollow, empty, and with every step you take, you can feel that emptiness growing, an unbearable yearning unlike any hunger you've ever known. Stop in your tracks. You stop walking, plant your feet, the world stops moving around you. You close your eyes and breathe a sigh of relief. When your eyes open again, you find yourself moving forward. You don't remember telling your legs to walk, but that's what they're doing, carrying you forward, deeper into the walled city, just like you did in your dreams, just as you always have. Off in the distance, an alien silhouette beckons to you. It's her, the tall, slender thing from your dreams, the elusive figure that you've always been moving toward, but could never quite reach. A crowd of locals lines the path ahead, kneeling in supplication. They look emaciated, all skin and bones, clothed head to toe in dirty rags. Try talking to the nearest local. Examine the kneeling figures. You stare at the nearest of the kneeling figures, a wiry man in his late 20s. He locks eyes with you. Slowly his mouth jawns open. The man has no teeth. They have been pulled, and recently, from the looks of it. His gums are a bloody, pitted mess. As you stare into the black void of his mouth, his tongue comes lolling out. It looks like it was caught in an industrial accident, a swollen, twisted slab of meat. The corners of the young man's mouth twitch upwards into a ghastly smile. What happened to you? The man with the ruined tongue doesn't respond. He kneels in silence, staring as your feet carry you past him. Seconds later he fades from view. Your legs carry you deeper and deeper into the beating heart of the tenement. If you haven't reached the center yet, you must be close. It's incredibly hot and humid in here. The sweat rolls down your body in sheets. Your thoughts go crazy with the heat, and dim sense of unease takes root in the pit of your stomach. Shake it off. You shake off your head, struggling to clear away the fog. The omnipresent sound of grinding gears isn't helping. Looking up, you can see where the noise is coming from. A hatch, the same door that you saw in your nightmare back when all this began. The markings on the door are legible now. A single word in faded yellow paint. Prosperity. Suddenly, and possibly, the alien figure that you've been moving toward is standing right in front of you. At the same time, your vision finally clears and ice water runs through your veins. The walled city isn't a slum at all. It's an enormous gaping maw, and the buildings are a forest of crooked teeth. The thing reaches for you. With inhuman speed and grace, it plunges fingers of polished ivory into your mouth. Slowly, terribly, it begins to wrench your jaw open. You can feel your teeth splinter and break, and rough fingers on your shoulders snap you back to reality. The hand clenches into a vise-like grip and yanks you backward off your feet. You become crashing down to the floor of the MTR station. You can feel a rush of wind just in front of you. A passing train. What's wrong with you, Kordanor? Strangler Bow eyes you coolly. Auntie Chang's lost too many runners already. Besides, there are cleaner ways to end your life than jumping in front of a train. I was just in the walled city. There was this thing. Thank you, I owe you my life. He grunts. You're right. Now get up and get back to that floating wreck that you sleep in. You don't get to die in here unless Mrs. Chang says you do. Mhm. Ich speichere hier mal. Und dann gucken wir mal, ob wir einen Spielstand bekommen, wo wir das von eben nochmal abändern können. Das können wir. Autosave. Dann muss ich einfach schnell auf dieses Ding da klicken. Und Biotech, glaube ich, mit dieser Analyse verbessern. Mal gucken, ob das funktioniert. Ich vermute, dass dann einfach kommt, du siehst, es passiert irgendwas Schlimmes. Und der Traum geht trotzdem los. Weil die ganzen Auswahlmöglichkeiten, die hier sind, die sind halt zum allergrößten Teil, soweit ich das einschätze, komplett kosmetisch, ohne irgendeine Auswirkung zu haben. Aber werden wir jetzt sehen. Hey, you're shifting amalgamation of old boats, tar-stained docks and repurposed warehouses, all lashed and bolted together into an unified whole. It's the land of bastion of civilization, before descending into the hellish tenement of Kowloon Walled City, and the closest thing that you have to a home. Xeon lights and strong holoscience are a welcome sight. Ja, komm. Mhm. Spend Karma. Biotech 5 war das, glaube ich. Mehr ginge auch nicht. Attempt to make a self-diagnosis. Reach up to feel your pulse. It's racing. As you press your fingers to your neck, you know that your skin has gone cold and clammy. Dimly, you realize that you're going into shock. You stumble forward and every cell in your body seems to vibrate. Energy thrums inside you, pulsating, building to an unbearable crescendo. And then, on the other side of it. Bla bla bla! Und wir sind an derselben Stelle wieder. Ja, wie gesagt, macht überhaupt keinen Unterschied. Wir können auch das mit Willpower mal probieren. Aber es würde mich arg wundern, wenn es irgendeinen Unterschied machen würde. Und es lädt und lädt und lädt. Tja. Ich habe auch mal in Foren geguckt und da, also halt dieses, wo es hier um diesen, um die Menge von Text gab, da gibt es halt diese Diskussion, die ich schon mal erwähnt hatte. Und da steht auch, dass es halt unterschiedliche Enden gibt und das ein Ende von das besonders gute Ende an irgendwas gekoppelt ist mit Dialogen, aber da habe ich jetzt nicht näher reingeguckt. Also kann auch sein, dass wir hier dann nicht das gute Ende machen, weil ich da sehr viel weggeklickt habe und einige Missionen nicht gemacht habe, aber dann ist es halt so. Willpower. Ja, das wird etwas knapp werden, denn so viel haben wir da nicht an Karma. Ich glaube, da brauchte man mehr Willpower für, als das, was wir haben. Ne, 6 hat gereicht. Force your body to calm itself. You calm yourself, breathe gradually, your heart rate normalizes and the world swims back into focus. Something is still very definitely wrong, but you are able to face it with a clear head and steady heartbeat. You place one foot in front of the other, determined to face whatever it is that overcome it. A tingling sensation washes over you, suffusing you to the core. You stumble forward and every cell in your body seems to vibrate. The energy thrums inside of you, pulsating, and then you're on the other side of it. Überraschung. Hat genau keinen Unterschied gemacht. Na gut, dann werde ich das wieder laden, wo wir in dieser U-Bahn-Station sind. Und dann geht's dort beim nächsten Mal weiter. Bis dann!